Okay, we'd like to welcome Akshay Bhatia into the interview room, our 2026 Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard Champion. Akshay, you just won at Mr. Palmer's place. If we could get some comments on what's going through your mind.
Yeah, I mean, very blessed to win his event. You know, everyone knows when you show up to this tournament how hard it is. An elite field, obviously, and just very honored to win his event. I know he was, up there watching and probably pretty proud of how that finish was for this week. And yeah, just super fun. The fans were right there with me, which was really cool. Felt like Arnie's Army for me. So yeah, very blessed.
Yeah, I think he was watching. We had a rainbow out on the green just a few minutes ago for the trophy ceremony, so congratulations. If you can take us through, first of all, the 16th hole. That's one that I know you'll remember for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was 193 yards or 191, and the wind laid down. It was a perfect 6-iron. Joe said, just hit one of the best 6-irons of your life right here. And I did. I pushed it, the professional push, as we call it, and it landed, a couple feet from the hole, went up to 3 feet, and that was a huge bonus to go from, a couple back to just one back.
All right. Akshay picks up his third PGA Tour victory. We will now open it up to questions. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. Okay, let's go to the back. Tom?
Hey, Akshay, congratulations. You spoke earlier about when you're at the turn, you're down, I believe, 5 shots at the turn. Just what was going through your head then, and what gave you the confidence then to come out with those 4 straight birdies?
Yeah, I was pretty annoyed missing that putt on 9. Obviously, Daniel made birdie, and that was just a mental mistake that you just can't make, on big tournaments, big golf courses. And so I went to 10T very angry, and I told Joe that was the first time I really showed some frustration. But I told him, I said, we shot 4 under yesterday on this side. Let's just try and do that again. And you just never know in this game. And, yeah, I mean, 3 perfect shots on 10, missed it in a nice spot on 11, made that. Be able to play through that, I think that's kind of what Joe, kept reminding me of. He's like, you can play happy, you can play nervous, you can play, upset, angry. And it was a lot of fun for sure.
All right, we're going to go Dave on the left, and then Brentley and Edgar here in the middle.
Yeah, congratulations. Just curious if you thought of this being kind of a Palmer charge. I mean, that's kind of the famous thing he did.
Yeah, I mean, definitely played bold. I think that was a big thing that everyone knows of Mr. Palmer, and it was really cool. I could feel the energy and the buzz. It was awesome, and I'm very fortunate to win this tournament. I know the magnitude of this golf tournament. The winners here, obviously, Tiger making all those putts. It was really special. And I think the coolest part of today is just, the fans. Arnie's Army was out there for me, and it was really, really cool.
Okay, let's go Brentley and then Edgar.
Akshay, where you're from, Winston-Salem, obviously a big connection to Arnold Palmer. I'm curious, when did you first know who Arnie was, and is there anything around your hometown, whether it be at Wake Forest or somewhere that that kind of reminds you of Arnie?
Yeah, so it's funny, I'm not from Winston-Salem. Actually, Wake Forest is a small town near Raleigh. But that's, at the time, that's where Mr. Palmer went. Wake Forest was still in Wake Forest, the town. And I always would go to this, their golf course, it was called Pascal Golf Course. Municipal, it had weed as their greens, and all the stories of Mr. Palmer playing there. That's kind of the most fond memory, growing up where he kind of went to school. And so, again, really, really cool to be affiliated with that kind of that thing with Mr. Palmer and to win his tournament.
All right, Edgar, and then over to Doug and Jeff.
Yeah, Akshay, you've been on the scene a while now. I mean, from 17 years old. I mean, a lot of promise, won a couple times. But what kind of a breakthrough kind of win can it be to win an event of this magnitude, as you put it?
Yeah, I mean, just proving to myself I can do it. I think I went through a stretch last year where I was in contention and it felt like not impossible, but it felt like it took a lot of learning, from each day that I didn't play well. And so, again, this is another big step for me, going from a non-full or I won a full field event. I won the Barracuda, which is the opposite field event. Now winning a signature is huge. So I'm excited. This is amazing. I never really thought that I could really do this. With that amount of pressure, I feel like I've shied away from that. And today I just I dug down. I believed in what I could do, and I executed nicely.
All right, Doug.
Akshay, what kind of a reminder do you get amid all this excitement, how much it takes to win when you think about not only the 60-footer on number 11, but the putt this morning hanging on the edge and then dropping and all the little things that go on?
Yeah, that's part of it. Winning golf tournaments, there's a lot of luck involved. A lot of things have to go your way, and it's just part of the game. But, yeah, I mean, I did a lot of great things this week. I had my niece definitely watching over me, who passed away in December. And when I saw that rainbow on 18, it reminded me of her. So it was really cool, just a special moment for us, and can't wait to celebrate.
Can we ask the name of your niece and what happened, or is that a family member?
Yeah, so her name's Mia. She was diagnosed with a pretty rare disease, and she was a fighter for a long time. She wasn't supposed to make it past a year old. And, the coolest thing about it was she was there at our wedding, which was really hard for her to travel. And it was, the day of our wedding, she passed away. She didn't make it. We obviously tried everything and had a great support system. But, there's so many cool things about that week. She stayed in a house where we got married. It was called Heaven on Earth. She loved the sand. She got to see everyone. So I told my sister, I was always been thinking about her for a long time, after she passed, and dedicated this one for her.
Thanks. How old was she?
She was 5.
Okay, and this is really awkward going back to a dumb golf question, but you couldn't hit a fairway for about an hour to start the round, and then you didn't miss except for number, I think, 12. What happened? What allowed you to dial in your driving?
I mean, this golf course is tough. I feel like my coach and I, we had a great plan at Waste Management of just giving some ownership to the golf shots that I was hitting. And again, it's hard to win. I was nervous, anxious to start the day. But yeah, I felt like I was swinging it great all week, and I was losing 5 strokes off the tee. So I don't really know what happened, but I missed in the right spots. I think the first day I hit it in 12 bunkers, and I think six bunkers in the first 6 holes. So, again, it was, just interesting. Don't know.
All right, Jeff.
Akshay, that wait moment at 18 this morning, did you have any sense that it might change the complexion of your entire day?
I don't even know what I was thinking. I mean, I woke up so early, did my whole routine. Me and Daniel were bumping rap in the workout room at 5:30 this morning. And, came out. It was a, very nervous start going to 17, not knowing how far the ball is really going to go. But, yeah, hitting those shots on 18 was really nice to kind of end that day. But I went back, fell asleep, and I was still nervous. So it was an interesting day for sure.
And then all 3 of your wins have come in playoffs. How is it that you are such a strong playoff participant?
I don't know. Luck, obviously. But I feel like when I get into a playoff, I feel less nervous. And I kept adding pressure, it felt like, to Daniel. Hitting the fairway on 18 is so big, especially for that pin. Once you hit it in the rough, you're playing defense, trying to hit it in a decent spot. And even where Daniel hit it, it's just so tough. So I just kept putting pressure on him, I felt like, and, had that putt to win, and it was nice to see it go in.
All right, let's go far right and then down to Adam.
Actually, that approach shot on 18, was that aggressive play call always the plan, or did the situation call for it?
No, it was a perfect golf shot. We were looking, are you saying in regulation?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was not trying to go at the flag. But you have so much adrenaline. You're trying to hit a shot where, you want to hit it full. It was a perfect draw 9-iron, and it just rode the wind too much. But it was like one of the easiest chips I could have had on that, on that hole. So it was nice to learn from that going into the first playoff hole.
Okay, Adam.
Akshay, you've been putting well for a while now with that long putter, but this was a incredible putting week. What was the difference that took it to like next level?
I've been doing the same thing for a long time. And the funny thing is this week I felt like, Joe and I do this drill where I throw a chapstick around and do aim point stuff and try and guess the percentage of slope. And I was really dialed in Tuesday. But I think I just had more awareness of what it takes out here to make putts, because I struggled with that last year. My putter, slides on these greens. And so I think I figured that out. Figured out a lot of things this week with my coach of just how to attack the golf course. And my speed was great. I had a couple 3-putts, but that's going to happen here.
What's going to be the shot you're going to remember most from this week?
There's plenty. The one on 16 obviously was great. The one on 17 was amazing. And then the drives I hit on 18 were monumental.
Anything, you mentioned it felt like Arnie's Army out there. Anything that you heard during the course of the day that sticks out?
Man, I just felt like this. Everyone was rooting me on. I was just like, it was so cool. I've never experienced that. Like, I've experienced it with Scotty. Everyone's screaming for Scotty. So that's what it felt like for me. And Joe was like, could you even imagine what it was like when Tiger played here? Couldn't even imagine that. So the fans were amazing. I felt like as soon as Daniel, maybe didn't hit a good shot or backed off or missed a putt, it just felt like all the weight on my shoulders to kind of, win this golf tournament.
All right, let's go Doug and then Cameron.
All awkward, some of the things that were said at Daniel on the last couple of holes?
I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. I heard a lot of people say, McDonald's or whatever, but it's part of the game. It's fun, and this is what we play for. We play to be in big crowds and big moments, and can't shy away from that. So,
all right here, Cameron.
Akshay, you mentioned how Joe, when you guys walked to the 10th tee, kind of helped really calm you down. It's still a pretty new partnership between you two. How has that progressed to the point where you guys were just kind of able to dominate on the back nine again today?
Yeah, I really wanted to work with Joe for a long time. Him being left-handed is really, really cool. That doesn't happen often where you have two left-handers. I think it helps a lot with certain shots, how it feels, certain lies. He can do a lot of things that, I just never had before. And so I think his energy was huge for me. Like, he's done this plenty of times, won on tough golf courses, and it's easy to talk to him. And, yeah, we're still really fresh. That's the crazy part. But I just think we're very, very comfortable. We speak the same language. And, my coach, him and I, we just have this bond where it's, feels like a great team.
All right. I think we'll wrap right here with Doug.
When you think about the shot at 16 and frankly the one at 18 in regulation, which was probably a yard away from being pretty special, I tend to recall when you won a junior PGA, did you not chip in for eagle on the last hole to win? Moments like that, is that something you feel like you embraced early or relished or had a knack for the moment?
Yeah, definitely you go through phases of can I handle this pressure? But I love it. When I get in that situation, I'm ready to, I'm ready to fist pump. So when I chipped in there at Valhalla at the junior PGA, and then this chip here, it was the easiest chip I could have had on that green. The putt I had in the first playoff hole was so tough. But I had this straightforward chip. I just had to make solid contact, and it was going to go within 3 or 4 feet. So, I love the big moments. I think that's what I play for. And you just can't shy away from it when you're trying to win big golf tournaments.
All right, congratulations once again to Akshay. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, Akshay, you can actually stay.